Hi everybody. Some of you may know, actually probably a lot of you may know that I have been traveling an immense amount the last couple of months, almost every single weekend. And I want to tell some of my athletes that travel all of the time that I have much empathy for your plight in this world because, oh God, airplanes are the worst. They don't fit any. No, I'm not even a big person, and they still don't fit me. I'm not a large person, and it doesn't still fit me. It's so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. But the worst thing about traveling is that you get out of your routine. You get out of your workout, your routine. You get out of your eating routine. You just get out of sync out of everything. You don't actually feel like you're grounded in any one place or you can get consistent with any one thing. And I wanted to do this video and talk a little bit about what some of my consistent things that I do when I do travel. So, the first things first, I always make sure that I drink a shitload of water. Ah! No, wait, yes. I always buy, how many liters is this? 2 liters of water. And I make sure I drink 2 of these before I even get on the plane. Now, does this make me piss on the plane all of the time? Fuck yes, it makes me piss on the plane all of the time. But it's like almost a self-regulating mechanism in the sense of I'm not sitting for a long period of time because sitting will kill you, okay? Sitting will kill your back, it'll kill your hips. So I literally drink these 2 first, get on the plane, and then I actually have to pee probably 2 or 3 times. But that's a great way of getting up and moving around because you shouldn't even be really sitting for that long of a time. So my longest, on average, I guess my trips have been around 3 or 4 hours. And when you chug these 2, you will definitely pee at least 2 to 3 times during that airplane flight, which really averages out that you're only sitting for about 45 minutes. So it's one way that I make sure that I always am hydrated. And especially going like to different time zones, it really screws up your circadian rhythm. So that being said, I should probably chug one of these waters because I'm leaving for back to Texas tomorrow morning. Okay, I got like 1/3. At least get to half, okay. What is artesian water? Weird. Fiji, you make fantastic artisanal water. Okay, so that's the one thing that I always do. So I drink about 2 liters before I go into the airplane. And then when I get off the airplane, I drink at least another 1 liter when I get off the plane. The first thing I do when I get off the plane, I obviously get into my Airbnb or my hotel, and I just try to figure out where the closest Whole Foods, Central Market, Trader Joe's, somewhere where there's really high quality food that I can go to. I always keep this fairly strict rule, which is I do the 80-20 rule. And just a side note, I am no nutritionist. I'm just a normal dude that actually I probably have issues with trying to eat enough food during the week or during the day. But when I'm traveling, I hate eating out. I just don't love eating out. I don't know what they're putting in the food. And I try to get to like as basic as possible. And so when I'm booking hotels or I'm booking Airbnbs, I always try to book close to, within walking distance actually, to a Whole Foods or a Central Market or a Trader Joe or grocery store that I know that has high quality foods. And this way I can like ensure the consistency of what's going into my body, because I eat at Whole Foods in Dallas and I know what I generally get and I know what I can eat, and it's fairly consistent across states. So that's what I do, and this is what I did this time. And today, as you can see, we will be eating chicken breast and a little bit of a turkey burger. And then we have some superfood salad, which is kales and all of the green rabbit food that you could possibly imagine, tossed in with some olive oil. All right, let's dig in.
What up? Oh, show.
And lastly, what I do is always try to find a CrossFit gym or an open gym that allows me to train. As many of you know, that I train from, my training comes from Coach Brian Johnson, and oftentimes I do need gymnastic-y type of stuff, so like rings and bars and so on and so forth. And CrossFit gyms generally have that. And as a rule, if I go to a CrossFit gym, I always try to do their CrossFit class first, which always kills me. Today was terrible. Um, a lot of thrusters, a lot of cal rows for some reason. Anyways, I always try to do that, and then I always do my program stuff afterwards. So oftentimes my workouts will be close to about 2 to 2.5 hours if I'm doing that CrossFit class first, and then I do my gymnasticy stuff second. And obviously my gymnasticy stuff isn't as quality because I'm usually gassed after that CrossFit workout, but I just find it to be very polite to at least engage in the class, and I don't mind it because it allows me to be able to talk to a bunch of people and like find out what's awesome about the city and so on and so forth. So that's what I do. That's my general kind of consistent routine when I travel. And if I can't find a gym, and if I'm in a hotel, I'll use the hotel gym, which always is always it's always below my expectations. So that's why I always try to find a CrossFit gym. If not, I'll try to move. So if I can't find a CrossFit gym, which is very rare, I will do yoga or I will take a class somewhere else. But I always make sure that I find the time to move and do something. So just to recap, the first things I do are I never really eat out when I'm traveling, and I know that might not always work out for some of you athletes out there, because I know that your jobs require you to be, if you're traveling, requires you to be going out to dinner and so on and so forth. And I will do a video on some of the things that you can do to help avoid some of the kind of crappier foods at restaurants. So I always eat at grocery stores. I always try to buy as like basic foods. As you saw today, I honestly just ate some protein, some fats, and some vegetables, really. Green and meats and greens. And then I always try to work out at a CrossFit that's close by, and I drink a shitload of water, and I get good sleep. I mean, it's about seven. It's 7 o'clock. Actually, I get better sleep when I'm out of town than when I'm in town. And when I'm in town, I will admit I take it to the limit. But when I'm out of town, I actually sleep much better because I don't have people hounding me down, which is great in one way. In one respect, it allows me to sleep a lot better. But yeah, I get good sleep. I make sure I drink a lot of water. I eat consistently, and I always work out when I'm out of town. So those are my 4 tips. You can take them, you can leave them. Hopefully this was instructional. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to find me on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on all of the social medias. And hopefully you guys have a great night. Move free, humans.